Hi guys, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to achieve this makeup look for you today. Ooh. So far I've washed my face with this, which you can get at Walmart or CVS. It's called Yes to Clear Skin Tomatoes. So you just wash all your makeup off with that. I've also primed my skin with this, which I got at CVS. It is called Maybelline Master Prime, and it's for redness control. As you can see, I have a little bit of redness on my cheeks mostly, so just use a little bit, maybe a pea-sized amount of this, and that'll be good. Next, I've also primed my eyes, if I can find it, with this, which is Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I've had this for a very long time. It lasts a long time. I got this years ago at Ulta Beauty or Sephora, I can't remember, but with this, use a very small amount, probably the quarter of a size of a pea. So for me, I kind of start my makeup with my eyes and then I do my whole face afterwards, which is kind of backwards from what a lot of other people tend to do. The reason I do that is because I like to, I guess, use my face as a pivot point for my brush and other things, and then in the past when I've put my foundation and all that on first, I messed it up. So I like starting with my eyes first, and what I do is I start with my eyebrows, and I have dark eyebrows, but I like to just fill them in a little bit and shape them a little bit better. I'm going to be using this eyebrow pencil from Milani, and I got this from CVS. So I'm just going to fill my eyebrows in first. And I kind of start mid-brow and just very lightly go where I feel like I need a little more eyebrow love. I like really thick eyebrows, so as you can see, it already looks a little bit better. So I'm trying to grow them out. I don't really trust a lot of people with my eyebrows. My aunt's actually been plucking them for me. I usually get them waxed, but I've just had nightmares the last couple times that I've had them waxed. They ruined them. And you know how it is. So I've just been waiting and trying to pluck them myself when I can, but I can never get them to match, so that looks pretty good. So you can see the difference there. And I'll come up a little closer. You don't want them to look too fake, but I need to trim them again. Just add a little bit, and that seems to be what's really in style now, is the thicker, more defined eyebrows. And they have all different shades of pencil you can get. I don't know what happened there. All different shades of pencil you can get. Mine's a light brown. And this is water resistant, which is nice, so you won't be sweating your eyebrows off wherever you go. So that looks pretty good. That one actually looks a little darker, so you just want them to match as best as you can. Okay, so there's my eyebrows. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a base of eyeshadow. The palette that I'm using is Too Faced Natural Eye, and this is what the palette looks like on the inside. And this is a really pigmented shadow, which is nice. It's not going to fall off. I'm going to start with this light white color. It's called Heaven, and I just have a brush that looks like this. Just a soft brush. This isn't anything special. It's called a domed shadow brush. I don't even know where I got this. Probably TJ Maxx or something. So I'm just gonna pat that all over my eye. Sometimes I sweep and sometimes I pat. I think it's just a matter of preference. I don't know. And I do a couple layers because this is pretty close to skin tone. So I just want, it's also just covering up my primer because I don't want to have that shiny, I don't want to look like a night worker. So I'm trying to cover up the shiny primer, and I guess I could have gotten a regular nude primer or clear primer, but I kind of like the champagne color. That way you can see where it is. Not that it matters, I guess, but... Okay, so I have the base on. Next, I'm going to use the same brush, which is a no-no, and I'm going to put on this color, which is called Velvet Revolver, and it's a nice, really, I don't even know what color to describe this. It's almost like a really beige, gray almost, but more of a beige, but it's very, very faint. So this is what I'm going to use to cover my lid. And I just, again, just press it on. It is daytime here still. I'm gonna go out to the movies to see the 4 o'clock showing of Star Wars, so I don't want it to be too dramatic. So I'm just pressing that on. And again, I like to do 2 or 3 layers depending on what you're looking for color. Okay, next I'm going to switch to this brush, which is from Ulta Beauty, and it's called a Tapered Crease Eyeshadow Brush. And it's backwards for you guys. Upside down, because I'm holding it upside down. But you know. And with this, I'm going to use I'm just going along the straight line here. This is called Sexpresso. Ooh la la. So, and the way that I put it on is I just kind of go in a circle like that. Like you're brushing your teeth. Little small circle. And I just blow on it so that any excess doesn't fall off. And you just want to focus on your corner and a little bit of your crease up like this. And that's really going to define your eyeball. And I kind of go corner up, like almost make a V shape up towards my eyebrow. And then once you have your mascara on, it looks really good. So I'm just kind of blending and poking that in. So there's one eye. I love watching makeup tutorials online. And you can always change this once you see with your mascara on how you want it to look. How dark you want it, stuff like that. So next, I'm going to put on this inner rim liner from Tarte, and I got this from Ulta Beauty. It's pink. Yeah, it doesn't have a name on it as far as the color goes. But this is nice, and it's not as dramatic if you want to rim, you know, line your under rim with something to make your eyes kind of pop and be a little bit bigger. I used to use white, but it's a kind of too bright for me. It looks good on some people, but I like this because this is kind of not as dramatic. So how I do it is I use my pinky to pull down. See, I'm holding it like a pencil, and I'm using my pinky to pull down on my eye so I can get in there with my pencil liner. And you just kind of go back and forth. And it feels weird at first, it kind of tickles, but see, this one doesn't have it. You get used to it after a while. But yeah, it tickles your eye. So same thing on the other eye. And I go all the way into my tear duct. I go all the way into here. But yeah. And if you want, you can do this with any color if you've never tried it before. So there's that. Next, I'm going to use a liquid liner for my top eye, and this is from Kat Von D. It's called Ink Liner. There we go. Trying to see how you would see it. Ink liner. And I got this from Ulta Beauty. Actually, I lied. I got this from Sephora. And it's nice. It has a really fine tip. So what I do is I see how I'm like using my face. It's probably wrong, but that's how I do it. Let me turn this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I start like mid-eye. And you want to try to get as close to your eyelashes as possible. So I started right about where your color of your eye starts. That's where I start. Then if you want it in, then I go back. Okay. And I think today I'm going to do a little bit of a wing. So how I do a wing is you see where your bottom lash, see how if your bottom kept continuing it would go up like that? So that's how I start making my line, and that's the best way to get them both to match. So you just look where your bottom eye is. You know what I'm trying to say. And you go up like you're continuing your eye. Up along that same line. And then I just bring it over like this. Whoops. Then you fill it in. I've seen people use cards. I've seen people just go for it. And I also like to continue the eyeliner, not all the way, but just a little bit on my bottom. So that's how that looks. And if it's not perfect, don't worry about it. Don't try to touch it because it's wet and it'll smear everywhere. So that's one eye. I'll do this one. And see what I mean about the primer, eyeshadow primer. You can see that's shiny right here. So when you do your face, you just want to make sure that you kind of blend everything together. Also, another thing that I do is if I'm afraid of ruining my line, I just kind of press. I hold my pen sideways like this, not straight, sideways. And I just kind of press it on. You know, that way you don't have to worry about going crooked like, woo! You just press it on, press it on, press it on, and then it helps keep it straight. So again, I'm just going to look and see where my bottom, the line of my bottom eye, and just kind of follow that up. The same path that it would go if it were to continue. Okay, and they're not perfect, but no one will notice once you get your mascara on. I don't do my mascara yet. I'm going to do my foundation next. So this has been the best foundation I've ever found. It doesn't crack. It's pretty close to your skin tone. It's really easy to blend without getting streaks or whatever, and I actually use my fingers to blend it. And it's called CoverGirl True Blends. I got this at CVS. This is liquid makeup, and my color is M3 Golden Beige. So what I do is I just squirt a little bit on my finger, like that. Then I do little dots all over. Nose, chin, forehead, cheeks, like that. Okay. So then I start in my nose. I start from the center of my face and I work out, and then I add more later on if I have to. I have makeup brushes, but I just feel like they leave streaks no matter what type of makeup I use for foundation. And I don't know, I just feel like it blends. I just feel like it's easier with my fingers. So that's what I like to do. You just want to make sure you get it into your hairline, into your chin, into your lips. Under your nose, I get really red. There. So I want to add just a little bit more to my cheek area. I'm also going to be doing an under eye concealer, so don't worry too much about under eye circles or anything like that, because we're going to fix that next. And I've done concealer before foundation, after foundation. I don't know what the difference is. I haven't noticed a difference. So if you are new at doing makeup, or you never wear foundation because you're not sure what to do and whatever, just try it both ways. For me, you blend everything together, so I haven't noticed a difference whether I put concealer on first or after. The eye concealer that I'm using is also a brightener, so that something like that's better to do afterwards. So here's the final product after my foundation has been put on. Okay. Next, I'm going to put on this Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles Concealer from Maybelline. And this one is the brightener. Here's what it looks like. And it just has a turn. It's got a little sponge at the top and you just twist it. And you gotta watch it because the makeup comes out of the top sponge. Because you don't want too much. I got this at Walmart, by the way. You can probably get it anywhere. And then I just poke it. You don't want to really blend it because it might rub off your foundation you just put on. So I just kind of poke it on my eye, and then I also go down and make a little triangle out of it like that. Okay. And we're done. No, I'm just kidding. So, other eye down like that. And a little more over here. Okay. Now we're just going to use again our hands to just kind of blend it a little bit. And with this I go in circles. Be careful not to mess up your makeup that you just put on. So there's one. I know this is really bad lighting. I'm right next to a window. So it's a little bit brighter than it would normally be. And you just want to blend it in. Just blend it in. I'm just putting it here because it's like a highlighter. So if you have excess, just put it where you would a normal highlighter. And we're going to do some contouring next anyways. Okay, so that's what it looks like after. Okay. So next we're going to do some contouring. This is what I have from my kits. Ulta Contour Kit. If you can tell, I love Ulta Beauty. And this looks like that. It has 6 palettes. Obviously, I don't really use these bottom ones that often. And this was my first contouring kit, so the next one I get, I will pick one specifically for my own skin type and get kind of a better quality one, but I just wanted to make sure I was going to use it, and I have been. I love it, so I'm ready to make the splurge. So the first thing I'm going to do is the darkest bronzer, and I'm going to contour my cheekbones, my nose, and probably underneath my chin. I'm using a fan brush. I think I got this from CVS. But it looks like that. And I'm going to be using the Bombshell bronzer, this one. And I just kind of pat it in. So the classic duck face. See? And I'm just going to be accentuating my cheekbones, which when you suck in your cheeks, then you'll find where you have to put it. Okay. And it looks kind of dramatic now, not only because the light, but we're going to blend it all together anyways, so don't worry about that. Also with this, I go up here. I have a round nose, so I just try to flatten it out a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to switch to the next brush, which is this one. And this I got in a kit from TJ Maxx, I think. And this is called Echo Beauty, Australia. And I use this as my highlighter. So I'm going to actually make a mixture of both the top highlights, Radiance and Luster. So I just mix them both together. One's pink and one's kind of like a shimmery golden color, and I just feel like each on their own is a little bit too much of what they are, but mixed together is, if you know what I'm trying to say. So I start at my forehead, and you just want to go in the center, and then down. This right here, like luckily I have good lips, so if you do a lot here, it'll really accentuate not only your cupid thing, I forget what it's called right now, but the top of your lip, and then your chin. Okay, grab a little more. You also want to do along your chin line to accentuate that. Okay, this side too. And the tops of your cheekbones. Right under your eye, right where we put that other one. And it's not going to be too much. It's really going to pop your eyes and make you look younger. All the brightness under your eyes, really flattering. So, okay, I'm done with highlighting. Next, I'm going to go to my contoured blush brush, which is this one, and it's got a little bit of an angle on it. And I'm going to go back to the Bombshell bronzer, which we used the fan brush on. And just kind of smear it a little more so it's not as sharp. Because with such a thin brush like that, it's very sharp and concentrated. So I'm just going to blend it out a little bit more with this brush. This brush I'm also going to go under my chin line like that. And on your neck a little bit just to accentuate. Wow! Just to accentuate your jawline. So, as I almost fly through the mirror. Okay, next I'm going to use this fluffier brush. And I'm going to use the lighter bronzer and just put it all over my face. And this kind of ties everything together. The highlighter, the darker bronzer, which you used for concealing, or not concealing, contouring, hello. And that just kind of gives you an all-over bronzed look. Lately I've been really liking blush, so I'm going to do that too, which is right here. And I'm going to use this color, which is a really pretty pink color. Here's the back. I don't remember where I got it. Probably CVS. There's a CVS like 2 minutes down the road from me. And it came with this. I don't know what that's for. It's a little eyeshadow thing. I don't plan on wearing pink eyeshadow anytime soon. So with that, I'm going to use this brush, which is similar to the other brush I had before, but as you can see, this has pink on it. I really need to brush. I really need to wash my brushes more. But this is my dedicated blush brush, just so I don't get it mixed up and go to put on foundation or whatever, and I have a pink face. So now, I've tried this a couple different ways, and I know it's confusing because I just covered my face full of foundation to hide my naturally beautiful rosy cheeks. And now I'm putting on blush on top of all of that to give myself more rosy cheeks. The thing is that I don't like the rosiness under here. I want it up here. So you can still see it. But that's just me. Some people like it, but I want more up here. So I've read in magazines and stuff like that to go on the apple of your cheek, but I don't like that. I kind of like going a little bit right in between where we highlighted and right in between where we contoured for my blush line, and I feel like that looks the best on me, but try it however you want. Some people like it a little dot here, a little dot there, but I'm like, I look like Santa Claus. So I'm just going to go along my cheekbone. Like that. Okay. There. And that's enough. Yeah. Okay, finally we're going to put on the mascara. And this I just got to try. I wanted a larger one. This I got from Sephora. It's called Benefit Roller Lash. And this is the mini tube. I usually get Maybelline mascaras from CVS, the ones you see the commercials for on TV with Katy Perry bouncing off a flower. But I wanted to try a higher end one to see what all the huss was about, all the huss fluss. And I'm not that impressed. I'm not that impressed. I spent like, God, $12 to $14 on this. And as you can see, it's tiny. And what, can you buy like a bigger normal size tube for $6 from CVS of some regular thing? And I love them, so I'm not into blowing my load over a mediocre mascara. But I shall use it. I hardly ever bend my lashes, curl them, just cause, I ain't about that life. But I'll do it for you guys today. And I try to get all my little lashes on the inside. Okay. Actually, I don't want to curl my lashes, so I'm not going to do that. Sorry. If you were excited to see that, maybe next time. And I'll do my bottom ones, why not? I normally don't, because I think it looks kind of weird, but my sis is like, yes, do it, yeah. I'm like, alright. So there's that. Makeup is done. I'm going to spray this on, which is Urban Decay All Nighter Girl. So I'm going to be watching Star Wars all night. I actually used to have this, and I brought it to my sister's house, and I think she stole it. But this is a long-lasting makeup setting spray. What you do is you apply your makeup, then you hold this away from you, and you just do little spritz, and it helps set it in there. So, I'm scared. Ah! Ooh, it's cold. Ah! Smells good though. And as you can see, I should have waited because I squeezed my eye too hard and I ruined my mascara. My teeth look really white. For everybody who's wondering, let me grab a Q-tip. For everyone who's wondering, ooh, I use Crest white strips when I can remember to. And that's the secret. It ain't no secret. Alright. Good as new? Yeah. Okay, now what's retro makeup without some lipstick? I'm gonna use this, which is kind of darker for me. This is e.l.f. Extra Lip Gloss in Luke. I got this from TJ Maxx. But it's winter. Ooh, it smells good. I've never used this before. So, I'll try it. Ooh, yeah. It's a really pretty plum color. Like a cranberry red. My lips are chapped, so it's hard to get it on. I don't know how women can be like out on the town and just randomly put their lipstick on with no mirror. I'm like, girl, I can't do that. Ooh. My man's calling me. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.